Hi, my name is Robin. I'm going to tell you about my three plants. The first one is Lagerstroemia indica. It's the Crepe Myrtle. It's in the Lythraceae family and the Myrtales order. When I first saw this one, it was really cool. They have these clawed petals inside a little capsule looking thing, so I'll actually just go to that. And so this little duder, it has clawed petals where it like pinches on the inside and then it like makes an actual petal. Well, it is a petal. They can be white, pink, or purple. They're really popular because they bloom later in the summer, so then you can get all this gorgeous color when it's summertime. It has an exfoliating or peeling like smooth bark, and so I took a picture of this one. It has a really gorgeous and smooth bark, and it has really pretty roots if the roots are above the surface. It's also deciduous, so I couldn't take any pictures right now of them because they all kind of just look really sad with no leaves or anything. So they can be street trees is where I usually see them, or they can be espalier, which is when you have like the single trunk and then the little arms on either side. It can be in pretty much any soil, chalk, clay, loam, sandy soil, anywhere from acidic to alkaline. It needs full sun and it needs some water, of course. They can grow up to be 8 to 40 feet tall with one or multiple trunks, and it can be 15 to 25 feet wide. As I said, the blooms happen mid to late summer, so I'd say like June, July, August. They were originally from temperate and tropical Asia, according to the Missouri Botanical Garden. And the common name of crepe myrtle is actually in reference to the papery inflorescence, and the flower itself. So it's in an inflorescence, which is like a bunch of flowers, and it starts from the bottom. It blooms from the bottom and it goes up towards the end, the determinate end, and the myrtle is the bark is myrtle-like. So here are some pictures. It has a oblong to obovate leaf. It's like 1 to 3 inches with like 1 inch across, and so you can see the center part. It'll have all of these clawed petals in between, and it'll I forget if I found this morning, so I don't know if it's a capsule, the capsule or the bud. Pretty sure it's the capsule, but usually they open, so they're dehiscent. They open upon maturity to release their seeds. So usually they're super pretty, and yeah. Next is Liquidambar. Sharing it with you guys. So I have the American Sweetgum tree. It's the Liquidambar styraciflua in the Altingiaceae family and the Saxifragales order. It has a super straight trunk with a conical crown, dehiscent fruits on the ground, and they are everywhere. The biggest key thing for this is that you will find a million of these little balls everywhere. So if you skate or bike or walk anywhere near these, you're going to see them everywhere and you can hurt yourself, so be careful. I usually see them as street trees, but they provide a lot of shade when they have all of their leaves. They can be grown in most types of soil, clay, loamy, or sandy soil with acidic to neutral, full sun and low water. The one outside in the front yard right now, I do not water it at all, and it is still growing strong. They get really tall, 80 to 120 feet tall and 40 to 60 feet wide if you let it keep going and don't prune it. There's usually a main trunk, a main trunk. It has really gorgeous fall colors. All the street that I'm on has it all the way like lined down either way. And so once the leaves come out and it's starting to turn colors in like August, September, it's like it goes from green to red to yellow and all of those typical fall colors you see in other places. The bark is grayish brown with furrows or like little canyons in them. They have alternate leaves. And according to North Carolina State University, it's also edible. You can use it to make chewing gum, incense, perfumes, and folk medicines. I've never tried to consume them. There must be a process of how to do it, and I don't know about it yet. So I did this in a different class that I had before, and a lot of the terms I learned from this book. It's a plant identification terminology, illustrated glossary. So this one's a cool book. Anyways, I showed you the dehiscent fruits. They are a syncarp, so it was the female. This is the female. It's a globose head. And once it gets pollinated by these male flowers or catkins, because it's all just males, then they grow and they turn into a green, like hard fruit. And once they keep on growing, then they actually open up and there's like 2 little wing seeds that come out of this. The leaf buds look like this. It is imbricate, so they're overlapping. The scales are overlapping on there. And the leaves are palmate. They're 5 to 7 lobes with serrated teeth on the margins. So this one has 5 lobes. And I also have, I pressed things because this one was pretty. And this has 5 lobes as well. And you can see the serrated, I can see the serrated teeth. And they also, another identifying feature is that like where the petiole is, it's fuzzy right there. This is how it looks on the tree when it's growing. And these trees get really tall. These are really, really tall trees. But the little balls are annoying. Okay. Hope you guys are getting these because I shared them all. The last one I have is a Magnolia soulengeana in the Magnoliaceae family. In the Magnoliales order. It's also, the common name is the saucer magnolia. They are blooming right now. Today's February 20th, and like they're right now, usually the flowers bloom first without the leaves, and so right now the flower blooms are kind of disintegrating a little bit, and so now the leaves are about to pop up. They have, I even have a sample. So they're like pinkish, purplish on the outside and white on the inside. I hope you can see that. Yeah, they're super fragrant. They're really fragrant. It made my car smell nice when I cut them. It's usually an ornamental specimen, and they grow multi-trunked on the bottom, so you'll see a lot of little trunks. The tree, bush, shrub growing from that. It can grow in most soils, full to partial sun with water. It can be 15 to 30 feet tall and 15 to 25 feet wide. It's a cross between Magnolia denudata and Magnolia liliflora, both eastern and southern China. And so if you look at the flower itself, if you think of a flower, there's sometimes usually sepals. There's this like green part on the bottom, and then there's petals. These don't have sepals, and these are not just petals. They're tepals. They're special named because magnolias are special. So the bark is smooth and gray. There's an alternate leaf arrangement. You can kind of see it here with every other one is like going in different directions. I can see it. believe me. And then the leaves are obovate, so they're wider towards the apex, to elliptic, like a narrow oval. I picked this one off of the thing. This is my second time doing this. But you can see it's acuminate at the point, and so the point is like, or the end, the apex of the leaf is pointy. And when you have the flower bud, it's also fuzzy. You can believe me on that too. It's and so they call it pubescent. They are really gorgeous, I think. So this is a picture of one. They can get really big. This is in front of a house. And so on the reproductive parts, there are the pistils, which is like the top skinny part right here, and then the stamens right here. Also, if they do get pollinated, they kind of make like a cone-ish fruit with seeds. And that's it.